Hey, horse owners, horse trainers, horse health professionals. I know you've been hearing the doomsday stories, and it sounds like 2020 again. Everybody is saying if your horse gets even, you could get it from a brush. This is like sex ed when I was in Catholic school. You could get pregnant if you use the same guy's toothbrush. No, that's not how it transmits. Here's what happens. These horses, it always happens at the big show at the end of the year. Why at the big show at the end of the year? A couple reasons. Number one, we are in low daylight. So it's getting dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. These horses are in depleted vitamin D situations. They're also stressed. They've been on the road. They've been going to shows after shows after shows. They've not been home. They haven't had a place where they call their own for a long time. So the stress level is really high. When that sympathetic overdrive is high, it's hard for the body to assess itself and get rid of foreign actors. That's what happens with this every single time. So now there's this big outbreak. Everybody's concerned about it. It's shutting down rodeos. It's shutting down millions of dollars worth of activities for these horse owners, just like they did in COVID. Are they trying to put the agricultural business out of business? I don't know, but I just raised that question. That said, what can we do for these animal owners? What can we do for these horses? Way back in, I remember it was like 2010 or 11, there was an EHV outbreak, a big deal. It was all over the place. It was nationwide. And I know of some very strategic places, a referral practice in East Texas that had a house full of exposed horses, and not a one died. Actually, the worst that they had were mild fevers. So their treatment plan was this. They had fluids as needed, but actually the saving grace was every horse in that barn got an Atlas adjustment every morning by an ACEs student. She was not even finished with the class, but she knew enough to know that adjusting that Atlas would save those horses, would improve their immune function. And once we improve that immune function, remove the interference between the conversation between the body and the brain, then the body can do the rest. And so chiropractic is not something that we give to an animal or do to an animal. It's not something that the animal is lacking, but it allows that animal to then do its best and to come back and respond appropriately. If you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor and you would like to be able to help animals in this dire need, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com, where we train veterinarians and chiropractors just like you to be able to step up confidently and help animal owners who are fearful because the general media is giving them all this fearful information. One of the reasons that some horses out in New Mexico, so they weren't even my clients particularly, but they were consult clients of mine because they were using a horse food that I recommend, the horsefood.com, Boss Equus. And because they were using that food, they called me and said, what can we do about our horses? They were at the show where the outbreak started. What did we do? We got a chiropractor in there to adjust them. We kept them on an anti-inflammatory diet, Boss Equus feed, and they didn't even break a fever. They did amazingly well. And these were horses that were specifically exposed to the N1 horses. They had no issues. Why does that work? Because we've reduced their stress, we've improved their ability to respond to their environment. We put them out in the sunshine. We gave them all the ingredients that they needed so that they could respond appropriately. If you're a horse owner and you would like to do your best with your horses to keep them safe and sound in this massive outbreak, find us at thehorsefood.com, where we help horse owners just like you to be empowered to know how to manage your horse, whether they're sick or well.